Good morning, my fellow traders. Another market update with me, Captain. As usually, we're just gonna have a quick look through what has happened on yesterday. We did some nice pump into a US, and then we can review something that I only took one trade yesterday. Then my rest of the day was busy, but I made a mistake again. I took another short. Expected to create another high low, then I decided it was wrong and I closed it down. So, but we can see how market reacted yesterday. Some nice, nice green bubbles here in the last day. So back into my chart analysis, we will see what has happened here. Okay, so yesterday we talked about this W. I did expect it's going to go higher and then it's going to create higher low somewhere here, but nevertheless it's held in the W, then it's created higher low here, and then we can see how it pumped up, but currently we can see it's just coming back down again. So we talked about these liquidation levels here, and we can clearly see it's went into this order block. So this was the order block here. It came back into exactly that order block to and reversed price. So there was this liquidation level. There was another one which I just deleted. So this is a previous one which was also valid for this. But if this starts breaking below here, and then this might be completely invalidated, but generally this was a nice day trade yesterday. 4 hours again, so you see it's rejected 50 EMA, so if you can't hold this level somewhere here, we might be coming back down. So let's dive into daily again. As usual, same things. Have a look. What do we see here? Okay, it's struggling to break above 10 and 20. It's currently on a daily rejecting that. So Friday we're gonna have to see how things go, and I believe there's some crypto related news next week as well, and they might be preparing for that as well. So if they're gonna be bullish, obviously, then we might be creating another high low here and then just escalating into bull market, possibly. Nobody knows. So it's not for me to tell as well that, so because I just follow the price action, what it shows me, and if it goes up, I follow the trades up. If it goes down, I follow the trades down. So what we currently see on 4 hours is, it rejected this order block on 1 hour. This is an order block here, so it rejected that. It's also trap traders, so they don't want it to push the price higher. So as currently, like I said, it's rejected all the EMAs. 4 hours is all below all the EMAs. If this candle closes in 23 minutes like this, we might be, then we have to start looking into smaller time frames to see if this is the higher low, and then we might be pushing through. But this was the wedge as well we talked about. Okay, if it's going to break below, retest below, then we can expect lower prices. Look, what I see is that it's breakthrough, came back up, came back down, came back up again, retested this lower trend line, and we're currently coming back down as well. And we can see it's coming down, so it's broke below here, it's broke below here. It's currently at this level, so this is an important level for them as well. So let's see, because this price might come back into this zone as well. If it stays in this zone, that's great, but we have to see how the momentum goes. For me currently, what we see on the 1 hour, this is what we just had a look. So this was the W we talked about, higher low, pushed up. I would expect there's going to be some 15-minute order block on here. So if he holds this level, because this rejection from here, this hammer, if it holds this rejection, that would be the next entry for me to go long. Now I would expect everything to work out. This is ETH, by the way, guys. And by the way, as you can see on the screens, there's like a BITGET link. BITGET links are into description if you want to trade on BITGET and get 20% rebate on all your trading fees. register with the link below, and then all the trading fees get paid back on a daily basis on your spot account. So, and that's for life. That's not just for now. That's is there for forever. So as long as you trade on a BITGET, you will get 20% rebate on all your trading fees. So what do we see here? Let's gonna go 15 minutes. Okay, so it has rejected this order block here. If it holds, if it holds this zone, it's great. Okay, if it creates another hammer here of this zone, saying this, we are only in Asia now, so we still have, this is where UK starts. I would expect probably it comes back. Coming back, it's currently rejecting 20. It's below all the EMAs. It's pushing down, so I would still probably expect it's going to come back into this zone. If not, it can come back into this zone. This is the other zone on 1 hour. We just had a look, so it can come back into this zone because this is the trap trader zone on 1 hour. We can see this was the US. It came back, it created higher low, pushed up, created above here. This is what I expected. It's going to come back up there, it creates high low here and then pushed up, but it didn't want to go there. It's just created it came back lower, but it didn't validate this W. It's held above this. If you entered here and then you put your stop loss like this, that if that was your stop loss, then you will be absolutely fine. So then the targets were these areas. This is what we talked about yesterday. Because this was the liquidation levels here. That was the targets, and anyway, so I didn't took the trade, so I didn't trade that. I was away from the charts after I took my initial first loss. I decided, okay, my head is not in the game really. So despite the fact I am, talking through my ideas and I can see how my ideas, work through, and but it was still not entirely in there. So this was the order block. In 1 hour, we can see it's created the information, drop below, and it's keeping dropping below. So let's have a look quickly on the heat map, see what we can identify. Come on. This needs to refresh. Once it refresh, then we can see. So, and I have a freeze. Someone decided to freeze up. So, okay, ETH. USDT. So we have liquidation levels. Let's see what is below. So 22.32 is the closest one. 22.32. So this is the closest one. Because people went long from here. These are the longs positions, and there's also liquidation below here. So there is definitely the closest one there. And see what we have on 12 hours. Okay, so people just went short on 22.90. That's the closest one. 22.90 is here. Okay, and then we have another one which is 23.30. 23, and that's going to be this one here. So it's a little bit below, but yeah, that's more or less the same one. But it was clearly that either they didn't had enough momentum to break through and go above, or they didn't want it to go above. So because look, we're creating lower highs, and lower lows. This small cluster is where it's created highs. If you look in this, it's following this trend line as well. So if it breaks below, then we're definitely going down. So but before that, we might collect this one first. They might push it up, collect this one, because there's an order block on here. Okay, this is an order block where they can push it up, collect this, and then push it down. So, and that's still going to be bearish. So it's not the supply zone, it's an order block. So okay, you can also call this a supply zone, because anything in the middle, they're generally going to be supply zones. Or demand zones, depending which way we're going. So if we're going up, and then there's a middle candles like these, and in the range like this, that's going to be a demand zone up. If you're going down, in the middle is going to be supply zone. So, and they can also come back into any of these zones and retest. So whichever way you name them is absolutely fine. I only recently changed them to supply and demands. I always put order blocks in, because end of the day, you only mark the area so you can, recognize, okay, that's the area where it could reverse the price, and whichever way you name it, it doesn't really matter. So that's it for ETH. Okay, we have to see how it's formed. If it would be higher, rejects here or rejects here with another hammer, or like proper rejection, like a railroad track or tweezer top. So then you can expect we're gonna push down more. So if it comes back, rejects this zone and creates another W, we can expect prices going up higher. Until then, we have to see what it forms. Currently it's below EMAs on 1 hour, so it's still bearish. So let's have a look on Bitcoin, how Bitcoin did. The same again. This was the same W. Okay, so this was the same W. On 15 minutes you can see, you'll see the markings there, because I did expect it goes higher, comes back, retests. It's created the same pattern as ETH, but it still created higher low. And if you would be absolutely fine on entries from 15 minutes there, and your stop loss would be there, you'll be absolutely fine, and that would be still valid. So the first target was this order block. It's actually pushed through. It went in the second order block, but Bitcoin looks much more better than ETH, because ETH really pulled away. But if this goes up, the ETH is going to go up as well. So let's have a look and see what does daily tell us. Daily, see how it retested the 20 EMA, is still bullish. So this is actually bullish. All the EMAs are up, but it needs to start coming up. It needs to start breaking this level to push up higher. So EMA 255 EMA, it needs to break that for us to give us daily more bullish price action. So 4 hours, it's held this level. It's broke above this one, which is great. So all the EMAs are below the prices, which is great. But the next candles is going to tell us, what's going to happen. So on lower time frames, we're going to see what's going to happen on lower time frames, because it's pushed up. It's collected all the liquidation levels. Now it's at the level. It's rejected this level, because it's also rejected this order block here. If this can't close bullish, on 1 hour, we're going to see on 1 hour what's there. So yep, you see it rejected this order block, and I would expect maybe it's going to come back lower, creates a high low here, and then push up. That would be absolutely fine. But at the same time, it's rejected this. If it starts closing bearish, and if it doesn't stop anywhere there, on a smaller time frame, still going to see that better. We might start breaking low, because it's broke below this low, and it's broke below this low as well. So but it was holding the level there. Okay, and it collected this, yes. So it didn't hold on this order block. It didn't want this fair value gap. It wanted this order block, and it's pushing down. So I would expect, as long as it holds around, as long as it holds about this level, it will be absolutely fine. So order block. Comes back, retests, creates another high low. That's your entry for long. And we target all these areas. We have to remember that if it has enough momentum, we can push it through and collect all of this. If not, they might stop anywhere in this area. So if they don't want to go higher, they will stop in these levels. Let's have a look on Bitcoin. So what do we see on BTC? So just below 8705, 8705, which is here. Oh, it's there. So yep, it's just below the price. So people went long on this wick. Okay, now they're coming back. They are in. These are the stop losses. This might collect this one first, and before it's pushing up. What else do we have lower? That's on 12 hours, 24 hours. And that's going to be the same, 8662. 8662. Yeah. And there's definitely large liquidation levels below. So, anyways, it's just here. So, they definitely want to collect these before they want to go up. So, I expect the price will come back first before it's going to go up. 15 minutes. So I'll just quickly remove this because I already have it on 15 minutes. So this is what I was expecting to happen. Okay, so this was, we were talking yesterday about this, and let's see, where is my trade? Okay, so this was the trade. So this is what I, scalp trade quickly lower. I expected it's going to probably come back a little bit lower after what I saw was this 15-minute hammer. Okay, and I said, okay, these candles holding the level, they don't want to break above that. I said, okay, this doesn't go up higher, but it's going to come back a little bit lower and create a high low one here. I opened the trade and I immediately closed the trade for no reason. So, but this was planned, the scalp. These are the challenges I am facing. Taking the trades, closing the trades early, not allowing the trades to run. Every time I'm in a good trade, I close them early and watch how trade plays without me. So then again, losses gets my stops out, and then your losing trades are bigger than your winning trades. And that's the whole point of doing all these videos, just to educate myself, explaining my trading mistakes, and see how the journey goes. And maybe some of you guys are facing the same things, and something to help other fellow traders. That's generally why I decided to get on these videos and go through and explain and be completely transparent with everything. So this demand zone didn't work out, so that's when push it lower. But as the way same was on ETH, the trade was absolutely valid. This didn't invalidate the trade. Created high low. This was the entry to go long. So the target were some of these zones, because this was the first zone. It did reject at first. We can see here it did reject first. But how the steep EMAs are, it's expected it's going to go up higher. Now it's created a single session information high, a lower high, pulled away, broke below the lows, and it's currently still below EMAs. It's still indecisions there, but we have some bearish candles. If this breaks below this level. Okay, because these are the trap traders. In the liquidation levels, we can see it's below. If it breaks below, comes retest the 255, creates another lower high here, and then we can expect it's going to come back into this order block. If it breaks through the order block, the next zones is going to be these order blocks here. Okay, and that's going to be my next order block on 15 minutes. If it breaks below here. Okay, so that is on Bitcoin. Let's quickly have a look on the other coins, as every day we do that. Avalanche again, so pretty similar. All these coins now, they did pretty similar. W here, we can see high low and pushed up. It didn't broke the neckline at first. This was really bearish, but any short trades on here, that will be the first target, and if it starts rejecting that target, then I would expect it's going to go higher. So it's actually did that. 15 minutes, we have an order block here. Okay, and it's rejected that order block there as well. So now we have to see how it reacts anywhere in this zone, anywhere into this zone as well. Avalanche. Okay, if it rejects this zone or this zone, we can expect it's going to go higher, but it's creating lower highs. Okay, and overall, what we see on Avalanche, it couldn't break this level. The good thing is it's above the EMAs, but we really need some strength coming in to tell us that it's going to go into more upside. It is above 255 EMA, but it's creating lower lows here. Okay, so lower highs. So we definitely can't break this level for us to confirm that they want to push the prices higher. HBAR did not have the same W. It had low and it had higher low. So here, and that would be still a valid entry to go long. This was the order block here. It's rejected the order block. Now it's pushing down again. So 4 hours, you know, the EMA 255 is still below the price, still bullish. It needs to hold that and it needs to push higher. So what do we see on Chainlink? Chainlink, same again. We have the W, we have high low, pushed up, rejected this trap trader zone here, pulled away. So as long as it holds, you know, these areas here, this area here, creates a high low here, we can expect it's gonna try to push higher. If no, it starts breaking below. If it breaks below, if it comes back below, retest 255 and then comes back, retraces back to 50 EMA and rejects the 50 EMA, then we can expect it's gonna go down. So daily we can see bullish as well, above 10 EMAs, 20 EMAs, all the EMAs are below, so it needs to get some momentum. It's broke these previous highs, so and generally it's pushing up. 4 hours, multiple rejections, you know, from, you know, it couldn't break this high, so it couldn't break this high, so it's still lower highs and lower lows. So we have to see how it goes on this BNB. This is, you know, creating high highs. It's pretty bullish. BNB always has been, you know, once it starts going, it just goes. This is why I added on the list as well. So when it's at the highs of this, okay. Overall daily bullish. You know, look at the EMAs; they are really facing up. But same again, if all the rest of the market's coming down, the BNB is also coming down. But now it looks pretty good. You know, retesting 20 EMAs and going up. This I added only this recently to my list because it doesn't always goes the same way as all the rest of the coins. So, you know, it's broke this high. You know, it's collected liquidity from here. So this didn't have, well, this was actually a W here as well. So you can see, you know, low, high, low, entry. So, and it's broke the neckline, holds the neckline. You know, there's hasn't been too much volume coming in back in to really push higher, but it's came back to this order block, collected all the liquidity above, rejected, created the lower high, pulled away. You know, now it's came back, same zone again. Okay, we can see it's came back into the same zone, rejected again. So created a lower high now. So if this starts pulling away, we might going lower. If it breaks below this zone here, then we definitely can expect retest on this zone first. If it holds this, then we have to see what it's creating there. So, and this it. So let's have a look on XRP. XRP did a nice run as well. So there was not the same W's, but it was breaking the highs and creating high lows. For entries, I didn't chart this, but if you look on here, so you know, this is a W, creates the high of the peak, creates high low, high high, high low, and it just pulled away. So anywhere on this area, if your entry is this hammer, you'll be absolutely fine, and you know, it would be nice a run for your trade. So I'll have a look at the next one and then finishing this video. What is this? Aave. Rejected this, but the same again. There was, you know, there's also W here. We can see this is a W here. High, high, low. You know, this actually broke below, but it's held the level and it's pulled away. So, okay, that's it, guys, for this video. So I'll catch up on the next one, keeping these videos as short as possible, you know, to give you best value of the time. So let's catch up on the next one. Ciao, ciao.